good? We back. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. We back in the building. Boxing Clinic. Don't forget to check out my new channel I kicked off. CJ apostrophe S. Get this out my fan. CJ apostrophe S Tech Spot. Y'all go subscribe to that. CJ's Tech Spot. CJ apostrophe S Tech Spot, man. DUI. Do it yourself. Jailbreaking fire sticks, phones, APKs, a lot of stuff a lot of people didn't know. So remember to go check out that new channel, man. I appreciate everybody that's showing the love. But we here. And Spence-Peterson is a few weeks out now. It's January 20th. We'll be about almost 2 weeks out. What's good, Ben Woods? My boy Derek Webster was good. We about 2 weeks out from Spence and what time do it start? Talking about Spence and Peterson? It's on the East Coast, so it's probably gonna be 9, 10-ish at the late. We do know that Javier Fortuna and Rob Reese Jr. is the co-feature, which is a solid fight. Hugo Centennial Jr. sounds like him and Jamal Charlo has agreed and is almost done for them to fight. So that fight can land on that card, but I think that's gonna land on another card as well. But it's been a lot of talk. I did a live stream with Mr. IOTBA out of Dallas, Texas, my boy Corey. And a lot of people are hoping and wishing that it's on January 20th. January 20th, Marquise Williams, what it do? Spence-Peterson, Brooklyn Barclays Arena, Brooklyn, New York, obviously. But it's a lot of people hoping and wishing that Lamont Peterson wins this fight. It's getting to the point where I know where this is going with Peterson and Errol Spence. It's going to the fact that people is going to pick Peterson just because they don't like Errol Spence and they want Errol Spence to lose. That's the point where Errol Spence is getting at. Now he can tell that his popularity is now growing, and it's growing because you can tell now people know who he is. Now people want to see him lose. All the great ones people want to see really, really lose. And, they want to see him fall. That's how you know you're great. LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, people hated them, but people respected them. Now, Errol Spence is time to get the respect. He got to go in there versus versus Lamont Peterson and get the job done with no questions, no what ifs, no oh, if, that, what. Leave no questions. Destroy him. And we had an argument like who punched harder, him, Errol Spence, or what up, DP always winning? Yeah, Errol Spence by murder. You know what it is. But I'm not gonna disrespect Lamont Peterson, but they had an argument about who punched harder, Lucas or Errol Spence. But I thought Lucas Matisse was a better one-punch knockout guy. Errol Spence is a bruiser. He's a different puncher. He's stronger than Lucas Matisse. So it depends. It's not about who punched harder. It's about who's more effective, who's more polished with their offensive attack. And I think Errol Spence is more diabolical and more technical than Lucas Matisse can ever dream to be. And that's facts. And that's facts right there. So, but like I said, Errol Spence can't leave no doubt. How would Lamont Peterson go about winning this fight? And that's difficult. He has a good team around him. Anthony Peterson, Lamont Peterson, himself, and Barry Hunter. In the Headbangers Boxing Gym. They have a great team, great sparring. They have sparred with Errol Spence before. But how would he go about doing it? That's difficult to tell because anything he does, I believe Errol Spence does better. People think, oh, he can box and move like he did with Danny Garcia. No, you can't do that with Errol Spence. Errol Spence is one of the Earl, with private information. It'll be a solid fight, but Errol Spence is one of those guys. He's one of those guys that can cut the ring off. He cut the ring off. Danny Garcia has no fundamental technique of how to cut the ring off, and that's why Lamont Peterson and Keith Thurman was able to stab, jab, and groove on him around the ring all night. And that's facts. That's facts. So Peterson's not gonna be able to. He's not gonna be able to move like that. He'll be able to move in increments and spots. It's difficult to say what he will have to do because a lot of people forget that Timothy Bradley dropped him as well hard in that when they fought over at Showtime before Bradley was really a household name. That's when he still was with Gary Shaw. And Bradley, watched Lamont Peterson. It was competitive somewhat, but Tim Bradley pulled away and just dog walked him. Then people forget Victor Ortiz had Peterson on the floor several times. He came away with a gift draw. People talking about that Mir Khan fight was a gift for him, but the Victor Ortiz fight was way more than a gift for him. That shouldn't have been a draw. Victor Ortiz legitimately dropped Peterson like 5 or 6 times for I remember in that fight. And Ortiz, don't get me wrong, Ortiz had real power and real talent before the Mayweather fight. Even after Madonna did what he did to him and made him quit, he had real power, you know. But Errol is a different animal. I mean, if Peterson wanna sit in the middle of the ring and bang it out to the body, well, Errol Spence can do that as well. He's more powerful and physically stronger than Lamont Peterson. You know, hand speed is comparable. You know, boxing skills. Peterson can box from the outside. We probably can give Peterson some ability to box on the outside and do some what Kell Brook could have did on the outside and box a little bit. But you could tell Errol Spence was definitely had a little jitters, like he said, going over to the UK. But he felt this way. He made the proper adjustments. And where he didn't make the mistake what Kell Brook did, what Sean Porter made with Kell Brook is he didn't smother his work. He was able to sit at the perfect distance, make the adjustments, and when Kell Brooks won, he was able to come up under Kell Brooks' punches and work that rib cage and deflate Kell Brooks' air out of all his tires. And you see at the end of the fight, Kell Brooks started to fold and started to hunch over. And then I think at that point, Spence knew he got him. I think Lamont has more heart than Kell Brook for sure. Yeah, Lamont Sean smothers all his work. It'll be difficult, man. It's hard for me to even give you guys a real game plan for Lamont Peterson, to be honest. It'll be difficult, but I mean, if I was him, I would try to box a little bit. I'll try to mix it up. I wouldn't come with the same attack more than a few times. I tell you that. I guess he would box and try to do what Kell Brook did early on, then try to take it to him some and just mix it up and keep Errol Spence off balance. And keep moving away from Errol Spence's right hand. Work his jab, then come inside and smother his work a little bit, shoot shine to the body, hold, spin out, spin away from the right hand, jab again, box, and keep Errol Spence off balance. I mean, of course, his weakness is there to Errol Spence game. Every fighter has his weakness. It's up to Lamont Peterson to figure out what the weaknesses are for him, for Errol Spence. And if he can figure out the weakness and put some chinks in his armor, and beat Errol Spence, I mean, we all be praising him as a great fighter. But we've seen Lamont Peterson come up short in several fights. Like I said, the Timothy Bradley fight, I felt that he lost the Victor Ortiz fight. Many people say he lost the Mir Khan fight. I mean, he just struggled with David Averizian, in my opinion. He made that fight way more harder than it had to be. He struggled with Derry John at 140. He got iced by Lucas Matisse. I mean, you can go on and on about the fights that he lost to. And he's been inactive. He can say, I've been in the gym hitting the bag all he wants to. Inactivity is inactivity, you dig? And you got to stay active in this boxing game. You got to stay active, and that's imperative. And, he gave up his WBA belt to make this fight happen because I think Al Heyman was like, this is the best opportunity you're going to get. The money is there for him. And he said he only wanted 4 or 5 more fights in his career if it was one fight for 5 years or whatever it was. So this would be his second fight. So he had 2 more fights left in his career, and he's ready to get out the game. But it's just hard it's hard pressed for us to see, for me at least, to see him see Lamont beating Errol Spence. It's something I have to really see with my own eyes to believe it. But like I said, it'll be Errol Spence's birthday, the weekend. I think Saturday was that day, 20th is his birthday. He's originally from the New York area. I think a lot of people forget that. And a lot of people just want Errol Spence to lose. For whatever reason it is. I don't he just needs to keep Spence on the outs. That's hard to do. Is to control the distance though. That's why I think he needs to switch it up. And from outside to inside, he needs to switch his ranges up a little bit to keep Errol Spence guessing as long as he can. It's his birthday up. It's the weekend, so he'll be gifted with that cake like they did Broner for the Garcia fight. They put in Ukazi and I heard that. I heard it wasn't true, but then I heard they were strongly thinking about it. About the I can't remember so the way how Ukazi, whatever, the dude that Andre the Real brother jumped in and punched him. Y'all remember that? Cause he felt that he hit him late. The Reals just don't have any punch. I'll get into that in a minute, but the Real don't have no more punch threshold left. He took too much. He just can't take a punch. Can't take a punch. That's just what it is. I told people before the DeGale fight, I think DeGale had him down a couple times, and that was the difference. But but for Spence, People just want to see him lose. For whatever reason it is, I mean, people want to see him lose. And I can tell by people's excuses. Well, he ain't never did this, he ain't never did that before. And it's the same excuses they did with Mikey Garcia and Adrian Broner. Well, like Troy King said, Mikey had never seen a guy like Adrian Broner before. And I was just listening to the dumb shit that he was saying that time. I don't have nothing but respect for Kid. But just because, you know, you put on a boxing glove, you professional, don't mean you're going to give a great synopsis and your great piece on there. Please, I done heard numerous boxing coaches, trainers, Hall of Famers give some of the dumbest fucking excuses, excuse my French at this point, give some of the dumbest excuses about how certain fights going to go. And these guys are supposed to be experts, and it doesn't matter. You want somebody who's going to give you a clear, straight shot about a fight. You know, he ain't wavering. He's very objective to both guys, and he don't favor a guy. He ain't a stablemate, or my manager manage him, or my boy, he coaches him. I'm giving it to you straight raw. Right, I just don't see Lamont Peterson beating Errol Spence. It's just factual right there. I don't see it. You know, it's too hard unless Errol is sick or Lamont knows something. I know they sparred with each other, and people trying to make this fight something that is not. It's not. It's not a fight where, oh, you hoping and praying that Lamont wins, so you out here giving false information. You know, you giving false information like, oh, I hope Lamont does this better. Let's be real. Lamont does nothing better than Errol Spence at this point in his career. Only thing he has, oh yeah, most definitely. I heard about that. He was ducking Errol Spence, talked about all that junk. Errol Spence said, come down here and spar to Troy King. But the thing about it is, he has nothing in his favor. Experience is the only thing Lamont Peterson got in his favor. When you talking about youth, speed, power, strength, natural size, nothing is in his favor. You talking about, oh, Peterson a good body puncher, Errol Spence a better, younger body puncher. Peterson, it got a lot of experience. Or he do have a lot of experience. He do start slow. What up, Blade? Said, what up, boss? Up? Oh, no. I know you ain't talking about Blade. Icewood. What up, though, homie? Shout out to Detroit right there. Y'all know what it is. But yeah, it's nothing that he does better. Experience is it. And experience is something that I mean, has Lamont Peterson had a better win than Kell Brook had going over to, than Errol Spence had going over to the UK? Then, what up, though? You know what it is. Does Errol Spence have does Lamont Peterson have a better win than Errol Spence going over to the UK in front of all those thousands of fans? I don't see one. What's Lamont Peterson's best win? You know, people say, let's say he beat Danny Garcia. It's still done better than the Kell Brook fight, in my opinion. He lost to Timothy Bradley. He lost to Matisse. He beat Amir Khan by the hair his chinny chin chin, and because of a push-off foul that Khan got that's never point taken away anywhere else but DC in the Armory that night. Maybe I'm forgetting some fight that Peterson had. He beat David Alvarez. That was it was a good fight, but he really lost to Felix Diaz. We remember that fight. He didn't beat Felix Diaz. And then people want to say like, well, you know, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, he had a damaged goods Kell Brook. At the end of the day, let me tell you this. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, Kell Brook is a good fighter. I'm gonna get to that right now. People say, well, his face was smashed in, and Errol Spence broke the other face. But people say, well, the damage that is Kendall Hart still active? I don't think so. I have to look at his boxer. I haven't heard from him, especially since they shut down ESPN for 49 fights. That was Kendall Hart's thing right there. That was Kendall Hart's thing. That's why he was always making his way, coming back. I know Brandon Jacobs was managing him. Brandon Jacobs, the running back for the Giants back in the day. But the thing about, people say, well, Kell Brook's face was smashed. It was Kell Brook's prerogative. And he made his way to go up to fight Triple G to make $3 or $4 million. He wanted to fight Triple G for the money. He wanted to make a $4 or $5 million payday. But what happened was, in the long run, he lost about a career worth of earnings in his career. He lost about $20 million that he potentially could have earned in the welterweight division. If he really believed in himself. He should have fought Jesse Vargas for the $2 million, whatever it was. I'm not exact what it was. Whatever it was, he should have fought Jesse Vargas in the UK. If he'd have beat Jesse Vargas, that would have been a good win. That would have been him solidifying himself at the welterweight division. He beat Sean Porter and felt like he arrived after ducking Devin Alexander for a few years. After ducking Sean Porter a couple times, he finally fought Sean Porter and arrived, and people started to get his credit. Then he wants to run up 2 weight classes to him and Amir Khan to outdo each other. For whatever reason it was, they jumped up to outdo each other. He hurt his career for $4 or $5 million when he could have made a lot more. He'd have beat Jesse Vargas. He could have came back down. He fought Errol Spence. You know, the chips fell where they may fall. He would have lost or whatever. I feel him on that. But at that point, he didn't have to come back and fight Errol Spence. He could have unified. And a unification bout trumps a mandatory. Made a unification bout with Danny Garcia, made some money. Made a unification bout with Thurman. And if he didn't want to fight Errol Spence, he could have dropped the belt. You know, he could have dropped the belt. You feel me? And been like, all right, y'all want to do the WBC thing. I want to be ranked at WBC. But he didn't. He jumped up for Triple G. He hurt his own career. So how can we, you know, take away from versus Errol Spence for beating Kell Brook? And Kell Brook could beat it early in that fight. He looked good. Errol Spence had to have some type of power to break the other orbital bone. He didn't break the orbital bone Triple G broke. He broke the other one. So people take away from that fight. Kell Brook still looked good. He still was healthy. He could have moved up. Nobody said that he had to come back and face Errol Spence. It wasn't mandated. Nobody had a gun to his head. His promoter wanted him to move up into 54. He wanted to come back and defend his belt, so it's fair game. So to take away from Errol Spence for that fight is dumb. And a lot of people are trying to take away and say, well, you know, he was broke up. So what's going to be the excuse about Lamont-Peterson once Errol Spence beats him up? I just want to know what's gonna be the excuse, because I picked Kell Brook to beat Lamont-Peterson. Kell Brook to beat Errol Spence. I thought Kell Brook had a lot of experience. I thought he'd be still healthy. I thought it being in his backyard that he would have an advantage, especially on the cards. I say he maybe get to the end of the cards. I don't like the way Errol Spence took some punishment, reacted to some punishment, but it was all fair game. Errol Spence came in there, dug deep, stopped this guy, and now people hoping and praying that you know, Lamont-Peterson can stop the truth. And it's not going to happen unless something fishy happens in the game. Errol Spence is a dog. You know, Errol Spence is a dog. Yeah, he might retire him. He might. He might retire him. You know, and if he does, he does. I mean, Lamont did made a good living in this game. He's done right with his money. He was homeless as a child, so I'm pretty sure he saved his money. But the thing about it is this. What will be the excuse after Errol Spence beats Lamont-Peterson? What will be the excuse for people? Oh, Lamont-Peterson wasn't nothing. You know, he really was a 140. You know, he was old. I mean, you're going to hear all types of shit going into the next Errol Spence fight. Errol Spence going to fight somebody else. And especially if it's like Keith Thurman. Well, he never fought nobody like Keith Thurman, and he never did this, he never did that. Yeah, it was a 50-50 fight. It was a real good fight. And they'll be like, yeah, man, you know, when he fight Thurman, it's going to be the same thing. So we're going to have to see with that, man. We're going to have to see. He's definitely a top fighter. Him and Thurman is definitely a 50-50 fight. I think more people going to get towards the Thurman bandwagon if we see him fight again when he fights against Jesse Vargas and how good he looks. But it's the fight we want to see. I know people trying to plug in Terrence Crawford in there. I've tried to plug him in there. But like I said, how can we make a Terrence Crawford versus Spence or Thurman if we can't get Spence and Thurman in the ring together when they managed by the same, they managed and advised by the same guy? So, you know what's going on, Scarface? Yeah. Oh, no, the same people, you're right. The same people, Mr. Webster, the same people that's saying Lamont-Peterson going to do this and do that, going to be the same people after the fight, after Errol Spence dog walks him, after the people dog walk him, they're going to be like, oh, Lamont-Peterson wasn't nothing. He wasn't nothing. You know, he ain't nothing. They're going to take away from that as well. Earl's going to break. Yeah, Errol got to get to Keith's body first, though. You know, Keith ain't going to make it easy, but Errol will find a way to get to the body, in my opinion. Crawford has skills to possibly beat Spence. Yeah. I'm not saying that that Crawford can't beat nobody. Crawford could beat anybody any given night. You know, we just got to see how he look at 147. We got to see how he look. But they're going to take away from that man, dog. They're going to continue to take away from Errol Spence. I wouldn't be surprised if some people just still say, oh, Keith Thurman wasn't the same because his elbow. Oh, Keith Thurman wasn't the same. He beat Errol. If Errol beat Terrence Crawford. Oh, Crawford really came up from 135. He never really beat a true welterweight. You can never please all the boxing fans. Never. What's going on, Quan Graham? You never could please all the boxing fans. You never can. No matter what Errol Spence do at 147, they can have a triple tag team or with all of them. You know, Crawford, Thurman can clean out the division. Any of them, it's gonna be a certain percentage of fans that still won't be happy with the results. Still won't be happy. You know what I mean? Look at Floyd Mayweather. Every year, you know, look at I know, man. He got clickbait videos. Casual boxing talk. His shit be clickbait with no motherfucking sources to him. But yeah, it's crazy. You can have a consensus guy like Anthony Joshua and Wilder, right? But it's going to be split down the middle. If Joshua knocks Wilder out with one punch and Wilder knocks Joshua out with one punch, it's still going to be people say, oh, it was lucky, it was lucky. We can never ever, just as boxing fan, agree on that was a great performance. We give him credit. It's going to be always some fans like the Kovalev and Ward thing. Well, he hit him low. And it clearly, people who never wore a belt line clearly knows it's a lot of belly up under that belt line. You got to know where the scrotum is. You got to know, we were the belt line. And that protector protects him pretty well if you ever wore it before. I'm not saying that he didn't hurt him, but he hit him right on the cuff line. That's the belt line that was legal. There wasn't the balls. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Floyd. Every time Floyd beat somebody, it was another guy that had to build up. When he got done beating Pacquiao, before it was Pacquiao, it was Corrales, it was Ricky Hatton, it was Oscar De La Hoya, it was whatever it was all these different things, all these different people. Each time they built somebody else new. Even people saying McGregor. Then after Pacquiao, then it was McGregor. Now people saying want him to jump up to face Triple G. But it is what it is though. That's why certain guys like Canelo they march to the beat of their own drum. They do. They don't care. Can you think Canelo care about what people want? Oh, they want to see him fight Golovkin. He still did 1 million pay-per-views with Chavez Jr. A lot. Any beat Floyd Madonna beat Floyd hands, but Floyd tried to pull an old gym trick. I'm gonna tell you why Madonna bit Floyd hands. Get off topic for a minute. Floyd tried to take his glove and suffocate Madonna. You watch the tape. He tried to suffocate him where he couldn't get no air. It's an old dirty trick that guys teach in the gym. But yeah, he'll never be satisfied. That's why Canelo marched to beat his own drum. If he fights, he'd beat Triple G. When he beat Triple G in May or whatever happens, if he beat him and knock him out, still won't be people happy. Oh, you gotta beat Andrade. Oh, we want you to move up and face Andre Ward to catch weight or retire. The expectations are so high because people want to put you in a lose-lose situation. Follow your career path, do what your promoter want, and you'll be good. Errol Spence don't need to do anything other than what they got drawn up for him, and he beats Keith Thurman, he beats Terrence Crawford. And then if Sean wants to jump in and fight him and the rest of them, Danny wants to finally jump in and fight him for all the marbles, he moves up in weight possibly. He won't get credit for what he did at 147 until years down the line. But that's how it works. Michael Jordan, that's off topic, was an exception. We seen the greatness, you guys around my age, 30 or whatever it is, and 40. We knew what Jordan was great. We knew what he'd been through. But a guy like LeBron, we see what he's doing now. A lot of people say it's great. It's gonna be magnetized way more than it is. A guy like Floyd is gonna be magnetized when he retired. People gonna look back and say we had it good watching Floyd. Muhammad Ali went through the same thing. He stood for so many things other than boxing. He stood tall in the sport of boxing. People weren't acknowledging that he had years off due to fighting for his life in court, and he came back and knocked George Foreman out like that. Yeah, people thought, oh, that was great, but it wasn't really took to the next level until years after that. And when he started shaking and trembling, people started giving this credit for his career. That's how it's gonna be Errol Spence in the welterweight division, or whoever tops the welterweight division. Earl, Keith, Danny, Sean, Terrence, whoever it is. They gonna get that credit years down the line. Like Crawford, he gonna get credit years down the line for unifying the 140-pound division, and that's factual right there. That's just the way boxing and sports work. You get your credit once you all old and broke down and crippled or whatever it is. I heard Mikey say Ursa can't sell tickets. Neither can Lipinets. Lipinets can't sell tickets neither. I don't care what he say. Canelo was something special. He got better after the Floyd. That's what you're supposed to do. Most people that lose to Floyd quit. They don't want to box no more. Robert Guerrero, he made enough money. His wife was sick. He sat at home. He was happy. Right. Mikey ain't putting no butts in the seat. That's a good question, Boldness. Ain't nobody going to see Mikey like that unless it's in California. But you look back, you keep looking forward and stuff of that nature. And Canelo did get better. When most people like Guerrero, Madonna hung it up, all these guys, didn't want to box no more. Victor Ortiz, Ricky Hatton lost it, Pacquiao lost the passion. When Floyd take your soul and beat you, most guys don't recover from that. Canelo was he was the opposite. He got better after that. Oscar, that was his last hurrah versus Floyd. Who do you think Lamont choose Spence instead of? No, Lamont didn't choose Spence instead of one time. He should have fought one time because he was the mandatory the one time after he beat David Alvarez. I think Al Heyman forced that fight upon him and overpaid him. He said you're gonna make more money getting knocked out by Errol than Thurman. So Terry Norris. Yeah, but Terry Norris, yeah, he was used to getting knocked the fuck out. You know, Abel Sanchez was training Terry Norris, at least for a point in time. Terry Norris was the truth. He just didn't have a jaw. You know, he lost to Julian Jackson. Julian Jackson had that thunder. At 154, I don't think nobody was punching harder than him. Well, nobody punching harder than Julian Jackson. So that's understandable, man. But yeah, man. I mean, you know, people trying to make this what it ain't. It's a good competitive fight. I challenge people that's picking Lamont Peterson. Put your money up. Bet it on Bravado or one of the online betting sites. Go to Vegas and place a bet at Vegas. Place a bet with your barber, who got the little spread tickets and stuff like that. Hell yeah, he hit hard as hell. I would not want to get hit. His son got some pop too. He just ain't got no jaw. He was putting it on Andy Lee after Andy Lee hit him. Oh, $3.5 million. Spence is making $3.5 million for this fight. It's a retention or something that one of the guys was telling me. It's a kickback, so I actually couldn't believe it. You know, he wasn't even about to make that versus Miguel Cotto if he took that fight. But definitely, I'm gonna got some more heat coming. Y'all got some questions. We get into some question part. If not, I think I'm gonna drop the. I'm gonna see what's going on with Progress and Victor Postal video. I'm gonna do a video update video on that. Might do one on Dana White trying to get into boxing. So we got a couple videos gonna keep coming on this Friday, man. Appreciate y'all, man, for rocking with me. Most definitely, man. I mean, we ain't the biggest of the biggest, but this community, we growing. Yeah. It's a good first defense. He ain't got no chance, but you're right. Yeah, I got an IG, but I don't use it. It's the same spelled as right here. I might hop back on. It's the Boxing Clinic on IG. It should pull right on up. But we got the Facebook though. That's why I do some work on there. Same thing, the Boxing Clinic and more. We do. I just dropped a question on there as well. Errol's biggest fight, I think, at 47 is Sean Porter because of the dog and him. They said you know, Errol Spence dog walked Sean Porter in sparring. That's why Sean Porter don't want to fight him. And Sean Porter, I had the interview where he confirmed that him and Spence did spar. He didn't want to talk about it. I heard Errol knocked his block off. So you know, I heard that's what it was. So yeah, Sean Porter don't have a jab at all. I mean, his jab is like so wishy-washy and whatever it is. His jab is sometimes it look informative and sometimes it just look trash. You know, he don't want to bring that. Sean Porter don't want to bring that Marler style to Errol Spence. He get knocked out real quick, man. He get knocked out real quick. But it'd be interesting, some OT talk. It'd be interesting to see where Lamont. It'd be interesting to see where Lamont goes from here after this fight. If he wins, lose, or draw, it'd be interesting to see where Spence goes if he win, lose, or draw. But after seeing Martinez lose to Cotto, anything is possible in the sport of boxing. It really is. You know, anything can happen. And if it is, but if let's say it's the way we think it's gonna go, Spence wins and Peterson loses, it'd be interesting to see. I think Peterson might hang it up, and I think Spence. I mean, he only fought once the last 2 years, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know how much Peterson is making. I'm pretty sure it's close to 1.5, possibly $2 million. I'm pretty sure it's close to the over. I'm pretty sure it's over $1 million. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think Klitschko even lost to Tyson Fury. And here go a little kudos. Here go a little nugget for y'all, information nugget. Klitschko tried to put foam. I think so too, Harold. Trim. Klitschko tried to put a foam substance under the ring to halt Tyson Fury's movement in that fight. He tried to put this foam under the ring, and Lennox Lewis is an interview out there with Lennox Lewis talking about it. And Team Fury had the foam moved under the ring. So Klitschko tried to cheat. He tried to have this foam to stop Tyson Fury's movement. So he was even worried about Fury movement before the fight. What you know about Scotty Bulldog Olsen? If Manny Stewart trained Wilder, he'd be such a monster. Yeah, man, Wilder's a great athlete. He's unorthodox, and he knows it. And that's, you got to know yourself. Lamont ain't got no power to keep Errol off him. Yeah, he don't have the power, but he has the skill to survive some. I think he got to box, and then he got to change ranges, come on the inside, hold. He got to do a lot of things to win. But it's gonna be an uphill battle for him. But stranger things are happening in the sport of boxing, man. Stranger things are happening. But we're gonna go ahead and cut out. Having a little party downstairs. I see. We gone.